Hello, 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 hello! Are we out there? Is this thing on? Is it going right? Is it testing? Can people hear the sound of my lovely... Okay, we're here. Oh, man. Hi, guys. What's up? Don't mind me, and, if I sound still just very slightly tired. Because I still kind of am, just a little bit, but I'm here! Welcome, guys. It's been a while. It's been a while. And I really, when I was trying to set up, I was trying to remember, like, what do I need to do in order to stream again? I need to set this up, I need to set this up, I need this and this. I just needed a reminder for myself. Because boy, oh boy, has work been killing me. In a good way, though. It is a fun kind of work, but I have been missing my streams a lot. And I have been missing you guys a lot, because I love talking to you guys. I just picked the best time to stream, though, or probably the best time to wake up from an impromptu nap and then decide to stream later, since right now there's a storm going on outside. So who knows? I might go down in the middle of the stream. I don't know what's gonna happen. But it's a great return nonetheless, I gotta say. So hi, CV. Welcome to chat. Welcome to everybody in chat. I hope you're having a lovely Tuesday. A great July. Yeah, because I have not streamed a single day in July, if I remember right. Jesus, yeah, I've been busy. Congratulations, by the way, CV, to your, what I want to say. Congratulations to your streams, as well, I should say. Because I know you recently started streaming, and I hope you've been enjoying that, too. I'll tell you, though, a lot has happened on my end, at least, somewhat a lot has been happening on my end. Like, take, for example, these earphones that I have. Yeah, they need to be replaced, because right now there's no audio coming out of this earphone, but there's audio coming out of this earphone. So me has to get new headphones in order to properly listen to things. But I'm still gonna roll with the streams. Because by God, I have not streamed any Ace Attorney in a long time, and I need to fix that. Now, a good question is, where the hell did I leave off? Because I can't remember for the life of me where we left off. See, I'm a little bit used to one-sided audio, but that's because with my job, I have to wear a one-sided headpiece so that I can hear my director and I can hear everybody talking to me. Alright. We're here. We are here with Girl. God, I need to freaking remember names. Alright, hold on. Let's remember names while I'm here. Alright. People. Miss Sasato. My husband. Tiny Girl. The Man Who Is Dead. Teenage Rebellion. Mr. Eggy Man. Fish and Chips Guy. And that. And that man. Alright, so we're good. We're good. Alright. Now, if you'll excuse me, what did I say to her? Alright, so... I didn't notice until now, but it's unmistakable. Right there on both sleeves of that overcoat are some very suspicious red stains. I think it might be worth presenting some of our findings in that area to Gina now. Okay. Oh, you know it. Oh, you know it, Arthur. Detective Sholmes, I should say, is 100% husband material. No doubt about it. Wait, can I actually converse with her first? Okay. So, I see suspicious red things on her wrists, which means I must present something to her. Yeah, sure, I could say, hey, Gina, here's my papers. A redemption ticket. Okay, that's okay. It's my guess it's gonna be this one. Hi, Gina. Do you see this pawnbroker's ticket? It's the one you took to Wendy Banks, isn't it? Also, I'm gonna say up front, apologies if I do still sound a little tired. I was very groggy after that nap, and I still haven't fully woken up, but I'm here. Oh, you've been binging an entirely separate playthrough of GAA. Nice. The one for that black overcoat that you're wearing now. Eh? What, that? I don't know. They all look the same to me, those tickets. Surely not. Well, this one has a very obvious mark on it. That would appear to be blood. I tasted it. It's definitely blood. It's very iron. It's very iron-oriented. Eh? You tasted it? Well, does that ring any bells? I don't know. It all looks the same to me, blood. And they all sound the same to me, these answers. Huh. That sounds kind of, sus. Just a little sus. Oh, it's probably the, you know what, it's better if I have this. You know, it's kind of better if I have this. Because I have the blue and the purple and the green, which we don't know what the green is all about, so I probably should present this one instead. Those stains on the sleeves of your new coat, Gina. They're blood, aren't they? Not that I know whose blood yet. Oh, what? Blood, Mr. Naruhodo? You two were there. We collected samples. Yes, of course. You don't appear to have any obvious wounds yourself, though. Okay, Arthur, I would not want to eat the ticket, but if you want to eat the bloodstained ticket, go right ahead. That's less evidence for me to carry around, I'll tell you that. So could it be blood that spattered from Mr. Windybank when he was shot last night?
Let's not beat around the bush here. This trusty friend of mine will get results much faster than anything else.
Are you telling me you're going to shoot this thing at Gina to see if the blood turns into a specific color? Are you Hold up. Are you telling me you were gonna shoot your friend with that thing just to see if the blood stain is the same color as one that we gathered? Okay. Alright. I have no sway over what the 10-year-old does to Gina. I'm just going to watch and see what happens. Take it easy, Iris. Oh boy.
Don't move, Gina! I'm going to shoot! I swear I'm going to shoot! This is my neutral B special attack! I have a gun! But it's actually a smoke bomb, so I pretend it's a gun sometimes.
And in that moment, Gina's dead. Nice knowing you, Gina. Ooh, that's a lot.
Oh.
Oh my! What the? Forget the sleeves. The whole coat is covered in blood. When did you clean yourself off? Of course. The black color of the fabric was masking the stains. That's why we haven't seen them until now. You know, that's why superheroes should wear black more often, so they don't show any blood stains. You know, like Deadpool said.
And the blood has reacted with the chemical to turn a purple color.
Which, let me take a look. Who was purple? Who was blurple? Thrice fired Mason. It wasn't Windy Bank, but it was thrice fired Mason. Oh. And perhaps that's why Mr. Irishman wanted to get rid of it.
Which matches one of the samples we've already collected perfectly. Yes, now let's see. Who had the purple blood? Whose blood is purple?
You know, it kind of, you know, when you look at it this way, it kind of looks like that Gina got splatted by a Splatoon weapon. And she just has paint all over herself.
Aha! Yes, it was the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, the victim of the murder case 2 months ago.
I knew it. What? What are you all on about? The victim? What do you mean? We mean everything. You're coming with us, Gina. We're placing you under arrest. And the Irishman, who is now dead as well. Oh, believe me, I have seen blood on black as well. I've seen blood on brown, too. Although blood on brown kind of makes it look like it's just a wet stain most times.
It's a rather uncomfortable situation, Mr. Naruhodo, but I think this makes things quite clear.
Oh, I forgot to mention as well, before I started the stream, and before I booted up the game, if any of the audio levels sound off to you guys, do let me know if I'm coming in too loud or if the game is too soft. Please just give me a okay, or just let me know in chat.
It means the omnibus case is finally solved. The truth about who really murdered the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, is revealed.
Oi! Will someone explain what's going on? Stop telling our story! I'm just saying, Gina, you might want to look at your dirty clothes. Or go to a, dry cleaner and get them washed. Just saying. Can I still converse? Yes, I can. We can see now that the victim's blood is all over Mr. McGilded's overcoat.
But in the trial 2 months ago, the defendant said this in his testimony, and I quote in his accent as well. Now I ask yous, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. Did I do well for an Irish accent there, everybody?
But if you look at this overcoat now, it's clear. These stains couldn't have arisen from McGilded trying to pull the victim to his feet. No.
If that was what had really happened, the blood wouldn't have splashed all over the front of the coat.
The only explanation for this pattern of blood is that it splattered over McGilded's coat when he stabbed the victim in the stomach! Hiya! Just got a nice stab in the stomach with a nice spread of blood. God damn. That's a brutal murder, though. I've tried to run from the truth for long enough. But there's no escaping it now. The true culprit in that case, Mr. Mason's killer, was Magnus McGilded, which we all knew in the end. And now he's resting comfortably, probably in hell.
Mr. Naruhodo,
that horrible case is solved at last. And I helped the man walk free from that trial. God, don't you just love it when you've, helped get a not guilty verdict from an Irishman? An Irishman who killed somebody, and you knew it all along? I used all that twisted testimony and all that sham evidence to prove his innocence. How could I have let that happen? Maybe somebody wasn't telling the whole truth now.
Bruno, did you believe him, though? Did you believe Mr. McGilded was innocent?
50-50. I believed. Or rather, I think I was trying to believe. I wanted to. Because believing in those you represent in court is a defense lawyer's greatest weapon.
A weapon? Like something you can physically hurt with something?
No, Iris. It's not physical. Although it can hurt you in different ways. In many different ways. Before we came to Great Britain, a great friend of mine taught me a valuable lesson. And now I'm going to initiate a flashback to my friend Kazuma. Or maybe not. Who knows? We've been bamboozled! Naruhodo in the 1800s, who then and there probably invented the word bamboozled itself.
You mean Kazuma-sama?
And now we flash back. I still miss this man, everybody. I still miss this man immensely. And I want him back. Listen, Ryunosuke. We lawyers are only human. We can't know for sure what is the truth and what is a lie. Who wouldn't want to have a boyfriend like this who comes with his own wind? I mean, come on! Look at his headband! How does he do it? He's just that gorgeous looking! Which is why we must resort to our primary weapon. An unwavering belief in our clients. That's all we really have. Unwavering belief? God, you know, it freaking sucks that I cannot hear his full theme in both headphones. I just hear it in this one. I can't fully appreciate my dead boyfriend slash best friend to the fullest extent. Only when we truly believe what our clients tell us can we fight with everything we have for their cause. In any battle, there can be no victory without faith. So I believe you, unwaveringly. Yeah, you were part of that flashback too, weren't you there, Susato? You saw it all. What's funny, Gina? Cool. Sounds like this senpai of Japan you come from. Everyone must be soft. Soft as freaking hard-boiled eggs. Well, come on! Look at the mess it's got you into, believing in that bog trotter. Yes, I inadvertently helped a murderer walk free. And that's gonna be on my conscience for the rest of my life, too. Well, at least you've learnt your lesson now, eh? Believing in people's never worth it. Someone always stabs you in the back in the end. As soon as you let your guard down, you've added. Take a leaf out of my book. Believe no one. Get hurt by no one. Listen, that's a lot of walls to put up there, Gina, for someone who's 17 years old. I'm just saying. What have you been through, girl? Besides seeing a murder happen in an omnibus. And being an orphan. Just saying. Just saying.
Gina, may I ask you something?
What?
I'd just like to make absolutely sure. What would you like us to do with these representation papers for tomorrow's trial?
Burn them! Okay, we'll go burn them. How many times do I have to say it? Nip them up and chuck them away. Or burn them since someone else is thinking about burning them.
Are you really sure that's what you want?
But that's what he wants and all now. Mr. I'm a believer lawyer over there. And not a trace of doubt in my mind, for I'm in love. Anybody? Anybody get that? Anybody? Don't forget it was me in that trial 2 months ago. I led everyone up the garden path, didn't I? And you're telling me you can't believe in me after that? More likely.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo?
The lawyer's primary weapon is an unwavering belief in his clients. Ultimately, it comes down to whether or not I feel I can trust Gina after everything that's happened. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I don't think I can trust her after this. She keeps kind of shady, and she's just like so 17, edgy, teenager, rebellious phase. I don't know if I can do that. Just saying. But I think I might be able to trust her a little bit. Gina, let me say it again. Please allow me to represent you in tomorrow's trial. Eh? Are you half-baked? Oh, not at all. I haven't been smoking anything. You've not once admitted to committing the crime, have you? Have you? What's more, I believe that you're telling me the truth. Seriously, Mr. Naruhodo. Didn't you hear all of what I said before? I'm a born liar. It's just trip off my tongue. And I'm a diver, don't forget. I pulled the wool over your eyes 2 months ago and got you into all sorts of trouble. Why would you ever trust me now? I just don't get it, though. Well, welcome to a stubborn Japanese man, I guess. You sneezed on the proofs and the trial got sicker. Oh.
Gina, I do understand why you choose not to put your trust in others. But I assure you there is more to this life than you yet realize.
What do you mean?
The world we live in is full of people you would do very well to trust. People who won't ever let you down.
Eh? I don't believe you for a second. Now you're the one telling lies. I mean, it's true that I'm just a student of law, and I'm certainly lacking in courtroom experience. But I can promise you this. Whatever happens, and until my very last breath. Foreshadowing he dies in court. Hold up a sec. Okay, there we go. I am completely on your side. In before she starts crying or something. Ryunosuke dies in court, colorized via what? 1902 or 1903, whatever year we're in. What do you expect me to say to that? Oh, she is crying! Don't wipe your sleeve on the blood, though. Don't wipe your face on the blood. That's dirty! You're gonna get 2-month-old blood on you!
Then it's decided. I will take these papers now and carry out the necessary preparations for tomorrow's trial. It would be a shame to throw them away now after it's been penned with your name so beautifully.
Do what you like. You Eastern lot are... I don't know what you are. I don't get ya. We're all stubborn is what they are. At least they are. Gina's taking herself off to the back of her cell. She'd never admit it, but I hope she's feeling relieved. Instead of glaring at me. That turned out alright in the end. I think. You know, we probably shouldn't have aimed a blaster / gun / smoke bomber at a child and shoot her with smoke. But hey, that's what a 10-year-old did, and she doesn't get in trouble for that. For no reason, because she's 10 years old. And apparently she can do whatever she wants. What?
Whoever's hiding there, show yourself at once. Eavesdropping is the height of cowardice.
Hello? Miss Susato?
Somebody is there in the shadows. I can sense it. Somebody who wasn't there before.
Watch it be Holmes. Watch it be Sholmes. Please let it be Sholmes. Sholmes, is that you? Have you blended into the background? Oh, please tell me it's Sholmes.
Blimey, you're sharp, eh?
Oh, it's not Sholmes. Okay. Hey, Gregson. I suppose you were using one of those mystic Japanese arts. Like the art of stealth I've heard so much about. I know Sholmes got shot, but you know what? You know what? Sholmes is the kind of man who I can see literally getting up out of the hospital bed as soon as he wakes up, removing anything that's off of him, and just standing up and walking out. Even if he still has like a wound or a gash in him that needs to be sewn or stitched up, I can just see him walking straight out. He seems like that kind of man, and then he's gonna come over to us. And he's just gonna be like, oh, I've joined you guys for this little misadventure. And we just have to point out that, Sholmes, you're in a hospital gown. How did you get here? If anyone was being stealthy, it was you, Inspector. Oh, that just reminded me. I forgot to bring up the wonderful meme of Sholmes. Yes, the floor is made of floor. I still love that meme. That meme up there is one of the best things that happened from one of the streams.
Grexy!
Oh, dear me. I am most terribly sorry, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you.
How long have you been listening into our conversation?
Oh, good grief, listening in? No. I just got word that there were some visitors here who were refusing to leave, even though it was after hours. Yes, CB, it was because of you. You made me die that day, of laughter. I assure you, your ladyship, I only just arrived this very minute, not a moment earlier. That's all it is, nothing untoward, nothing at all. After hours? Is it that late already? So then, I'll humbly excuse myself now, your ladyship. Ta-ta, toodaloo, cheerio, pip-pip cheerio, all the best, bye-bye-bye! That's a lot of farewells, and not one of them appropriate for her ladyship. Mr. Naruhodo, don't you know? I have nanomachines, son, you can't hurt me! Standing here, I realize... God, imagining Naruhodo as Raiden is something else.
Oh, but I wanted to have a chat.
I'm terribly sorry, but time is pressing at the minute.
Oh, I see. That's a shame.
If I don't get this emergency at the Supreme Court dealt with sharpish, Lord Strongheart will, well...
Emergency?
Lord Strongheart? Nothing! Forget I said anything! Anyway, I am off!
Alright, Gregsy, if you have to. But let's chat soon.
Delighted! Chong! Can't wait, if you please. My pleasure, my lord ladyship. Yeah, that's a lot of pleasantries, and not one of them sounded sincere at all. Hello? Kitty cat? Hold on. I hear what may be a kitty cat. Give me a moment. I have a baby. I have a baby. Who's growing very, very much, by the way. Aren't you, big baby? Yeah? Aren't you growing?
You're getting bigger now, little lady. You're getting bigger. You're getting bigger. Say hi to everybody. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Yo, Missy.
Ain't you a good little baby? With your little head and your little milk mustache. Yeah, you're a good little lady. Yes. Do you have something to say, little missy? Do you have something to say? Yes? Yeah? What's up? She does not want kisses right now. All right, little lady. There you go. Off you be. She is getting bigger, though. I will tell you that. Because she's getting, like, heavier, but not like the heavy, like she's eating too much. She is growing, though. Because, I mean, she's only, like, 2 years old. So I don't think she has stopped growing. But she has matured enough.
Grexy's so funny. He says such silly things. Like the little kitty cat behind the green screen.
Oh, it's certainly entertaining to see an inspector of the police fawning to a 10-year-old girl. Oh my god, the meow meow meow, but it's like the air horn meme. Meow, 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 meow. But anyway, I wonder what this emergency is at the Supreme Court. Probably something we are going to investigate later on.
I must attend the court clerk's office now before it closes.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Mrs. Sato. I swear, if you can hear that, guys, it's not me. I did nothing.
kindly escort Iris home now, Mr. Naruhodo. I shall meet you there later.
That is not a leaf blower, that is a fire department alarm. Because we literally live right next to a fire station. It's very small, but it's here, it's over there. And so our investigation came to an end. Susato-san went to file the necessary papers for my defense of Gina the following day. And then it hit me. I could no longer suppress this wretched feeling that had been gnawing away at my insides. Tomorrow, Susato-san would be leaving Britain and making her way back to Japan. Magnus McGilded has been killed IRL as well. Hey, well, at least I didn't start the fire. It was always burning because the world's been turning.
Naruhodo-san. It's been a very trying day, hasn't it? I do hope you're not too exhausted.
Well, what about you, Susato-san? Today has been even more trying for you, I'm sure. Mr. Sholmes was shot before our eyes. Gina was arrested. Iris was crying. And the floor is made of floor. All on the back of the news that her father has fallen ill and that she must return to Japan at once. And we also find out that Iris's dad was killed in Japan. We can't tell her that now, can we? I hope your father recovers soon.
Thank you for your kind words.
But you're gonna miss me, aren't you? She's gonna miss me.
I wonder why it is that so many thoughts rage in my head like a storm. And yet, I seem unable to find the words to express any of them.
I know exactly what you mean.
Anyway, I have one final task to complete as your judicial assistant. Once that is done, I shall make preparations for my departure tomorrow.
Girl, you gotta be waking up in like 5 hours. You're gonna barely get any sleep. One final task? Hey, Susato! Hey, Susato! Hey, take a look at this! Take a look at this thing!
It means a great deal to me, you know. That you cherish his armband so, and wear it each time you appear in court.
Well, it's very important to me. It's what shows that I'm a lawyer, after all. And whenever I wear it, I feel as though it gives me strength. Through Kazuma. Through my dead boyfriend. I absolutely can't be without it, especially when I'm at a critical point in a trial.
But just the other day, I noticed you wearing it when we went to visit that park.
Sometimes I forget to take it off, or sometimes I really want to keep it on so I can remember him. Listen, this boy just misses his best friend. His BF. He really, really does.
It's just 2 months since we arrived in London. But we've managed to establish this office. It was finally feeling as though we were settling in. I would be lying if I said I felt no regret.
I'm so sorry, Susato-san.
It's just so sudden. I really don't know what to think. I've had no time to gather my thoughts.
I know you've only been here a short time, but in my limited experience of the courtroom, I feel I've learned something. Hey, I noticed you're wearing your engagement ring everywhere you go. My engagement? Nice, it's just my armband, you know, tells my status as a lawyer and everything like that. It's not an engagement boring. No. What's up, Bedroom Gaming? Nice to see you here. Thanks for popping in.
And what would that be?
It seems to me that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV. But where are those old-fashioned family ties? There are many facets to people's personalities.
Facets?
And like a jewel, the light plays off them in complex patterns, illuminating their actions and their motives. But we see only a small number of the total facets. And what is illuminated is only a part of the whole story. Why am I... Okay, I guess Ryunosuke gets really philosophical at 11 p.m. at night. Who knew? I didn't. It's kind of nice, though. What lies in the shadows? What do those facets we cannot see look like? Perhaps there are some parts we'll never lay eyes on, for as long as we live.
That's so true.
Sometimes I feel as though I'm blind to so much. Sometimes I feel like I really am stupid. I only have one brain cell in my head. But I keep hoping that one day I get 2 brain cells in my head. And maybe if I'm lucky enough, maybe 3. But who knows? That's kind of pushing it. That all the facets will be illuminated, and I'll finally understand how everything fits together. And maybe even think I could have 5 brain cells. That'll be something. That'll be the day. Oh, you kidding me? Get philosophical at 2 a.m. on a kitchen floor with a few drinks going through you or a few drinks in hand? It's a solid night.
Naruhodo-san.
I suppose what matters is that we keep our eyes open and keep moving forward, even if the way sometimes seems dark.
It's amazing to think it's been just 2 months. You've grown so much.
Well, I'm not. You're. Okay, Mom. Sorry, What? Oh my god. It would be one of those philosophical nights where you do realize, maybe, that the floor is indeed made of floor. Have a philosophical discussion about that. How can the floor become a floor, guys? How can it? Does a floor become a floor when any person just sits down upon it? Does this mean that right now, when I am sitting in my chair, I am sitting on the floor? Or how about if I sit up on my desk here? If I sit on my desk, does this mean my desk is now the floor? Does it mean when I sit down on my bed at night, or when I lie on my bed at night, it has turned into the floor? One never knows, and these are the questions some people need to ask. And these are the questions that we probably will not get answers to as well. Oh, Bedroom, you bring up an interesting point. The floor is made of ceiling. But how can that be? We can't touch the ceiling. At least not a lot of times. I can't reach my ceiling. I don't know what I'm doing to you guys, but I hope it's working. Do you know what time you will leave London in the morning?
Yes, I picked up my ticket earlier. I shall be leaving here at 4
a.m. Girl, you're only gonna get like 4 hours of sleep at this point. I see. Well, I'll escort you to the station.
Absolutely not.
Sorry?
I'm sure you realize why I couldn't possibly let you do that. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow.
Gina's trial. Yes, I know, but...
Every word you utter will have the potential to determine Gina's fate.
Well, if you put it like that, okay.
You must get as much rest as possible. Even though, like me, I'm sure you will find it hard to sleep. But please, for me, do try.
Aren't you just the sweetest? You mentioned one final task a moment ago. What did you mean?
Oh my! I nearly forgot. Please, I want you to have this.
Oh my god, is that your record book? What is that? Some huge bundle of documents.
It's my notes from the case 2 months ago. The murder that was committed on the omnibus.
The McGilded case.
It seems to me that this case of Mr. Windybank's murder, of which Gina is accused, is very much tied up with that omnibus case in ways that are not yet completely apparent. So I took the liberty of consolidating my writings about the case for you.
Whatever you had the time to, okay, thanks. With everything else she's had to think about, Susato-san still managed to do this. And all neatly laid out for me in her beautiful handwriting.
It was my pleasure. I can only hope that it will bolster your case tomorrow for Gina.
Thank you so much, Susato-san. I will do my best to use it wisely. You really are the best judicial assistant in the world. Why do I have this sinking feeling that something bad's gonna happen to Susato since she's going by herself to the station tomorrow? I have a really, really bad feeling something's gonna happen to her. And if something does, I'm gonna cry. Because I like her.
Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure.
Excuse me? I didn't catch you. I didn't quite catch what you said.
Oh! Ignore me. I was just mumbling to myself.
Girlie, if you're having doubts about yourself, then we're definitely gonna have that kitchen floor 11 p.m., 12 a.m. talk. I can only imagine how much she's written in there, too.
Well, it's getting rather late. I think you should go to bed now, Naruhodo-san. I must finish packing up my things in my room.
Susato-san, I
wish you the very best of luck tomorrow. Good night.
Wait! There's something I need to say. Oh, yeah! Well, apparently I can't say it because she just Susato takedown on me. What was that?
A secret technique of mine.
The Susato shutdown? Shutdown? What is the difference between that and your takedown, huh?
Please, I implore you.
Oh no! My vision is getting fuzzy!
If we have to voice our goodbyes, I won't be able to hold back my tears.
Okay, bye! Am I gonna pass out like this? I hope I do. I think it'd be pretty funny. Susato-san. And then Ryunosuke has a nice sleep on the floor that night. A very, very nice sleep. It truly had been a trying day. On our feet for hours, getting Gina to open up to us, and learning the truth about that nemesis of a case. Physically and mentally, I was exhausted, and yet the idea of sleep seemed impossible. But I forced myself to close my eyes. And as a cacophony of scenes of our lives here in London played through my mind, like a PowerPoint presentation, even though I don't know what a PowerPoint presentation is, eventually, my fatigue triumphed, and I fell into a deep sleep. A deep sleep, you say? I don't like the sound of that. And you could hear the classic snores of Naruhodo come from the attic. Alright, so what bullshit's gonna be happening today? Oh boy. The small hours over at St. Siner's Hospital. Yes, I quite understand. Is this Sholmes and Susato? That is a great weight off my mind. Sholmes!
Rest assured, I shall put everything in place, exactly as we have discussed.
Yeah? Thank you so much. Oh, I think it is Susato.
It has been an honor and a pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes. On the contrary, the pleasure has been mine.
God, he's so handsome with his poofy hair.
I bid you farewell, and Godspeed.
Knew it!
My dear Madame.
I'm glad she went to go at least say goodbye to Sholmes. That was really nice. Things are getting interesting! And now we're gonna come up on, we're gonna come up on the trial day, everybody! Are y'all ready for that? Because I'm not. When I awoke the following morning, Susato-san was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets. Of course it's a rainy day! And so began an even longer day than the last. One that I would remember for the rest of my days. And my life. Back at the Old Bailey, are we? The defendant's antechamber. What's up, Gina? Good morning, Gina. I ain't talking to you. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it. So where's your friend, then? Speaking of that, I actually wanted to check out her book. Case summary. Victim found deceased on the last scheduled omnibus of the day after a stab wound to the abdomen. Details. Mason Milverton, male. Occupation brickmaker. Domicile East End of London. Trial summary. Defendant Magnus McGilded. Prosecution attorney Lord Baron von Zykes. And defense attorney Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Conviction was assured with 3 eyewitness testimonies. However, a surprise 4th witness's testimony resulted in acquittal due to insufficient evidence. Nice. Sorry? You know, her in the fancy dress, or Susato, or however you say it. I don't know. Miss Susato had to leave early this morning. She was already gone by the time I woke up. You're alright with that, are you? Forget about me if you like. Go and see her off. Oh, it's fine. We already had our goodbyes. Yeah, it was a very memorable goodbye. I'll say that. It's not as though Mr. Sato and I won't meet again. One day. Even so, but you, Gina, you only get one chance. This trial today is all we have. Good morning, you two! Hello?
And she brought the kitty cat! How are you feeling, Gina? Did you manage to sleep?
Hello, Wagahai. Look at you and your little beans. Everybody, please look at Wagahai's little beans. You don't see all of them, but they're there. Iris, what are you doing here?
What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show our support. Isn't that right, Waggy?
That's a good little kitty cat.
Waggy!
A great way to show your support, kitty. Start running around the defendant's antechamber. Let him have a nose around. What am I gonna do?
Oh, that reminds me. I bought a paper on the way here. Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? What do you say, Bruno? Gina? Jeannie?
Oh, well, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. Nah, always take the good news first. Might not live to hear the bad.
Yes, that question always gives away people's personalities.
Let's not go there, okay, shall we?
All right then, I'll give you the bad news first. A record amount of rain has fallen this morning and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move.
Huh? Bad news with a weather report?
So I hope that Susie made her train to Dover and that the train isn't delayed on its way to the port.
Gosh, yes. All right then, so what's the good news?
Well, the rain is forecast to subside this afternoon. So even if the train is delayed, it should be able to make up the time later. Well, that is good news, isn't it?
Sure. I couldn't give a monkey's... really, whatever wanted to say at the end of that. If only all good news cancelled out the bad.
And look! This trial has made the headlines too. Pawnbroker perishes in pick-purse plunder. See?
How'd you do like that? Let them say what they want. See if I can. I can't because you're covering your face. So I can't see you caring.
Don't worry, Runa will soon show everyone that this headline is nonsense.
I will? Me? Oh, that's right, because I'm defending her today, that's right. I signed to be your defense lawyer, right, yes. That's exactly why I'm here.
And then in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be... Discharged diver is dauntless do-gooder. Isn't that right, Runa?
Oh, yeah. Sure, yeah, let's hope so. Yeah, I'll pin my hopes on that.
Of course they will! I have absolute faith in you. How was that? I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it? Did it?
It's like she was still here. Now all you need to do, Iris, is do an Iris takedown. And then you've got the Susie part down packed. The paper has been added. Okay. Can I check the paper? Can I examine the paper? London News, pawnbroker perishes in pick-purse plunder. There's the man himself.
Pawnbroker perishes in pick-purse plunder. How awful! Virginia, I mean.
But tomorrow's headline will be, Discharged diver is dauntless do-gooder, right?
Yes! So Something like that. If possible, I'd like to go even bigger.
Bigger? How?
Proud pickpocket protects planet post-trial. Perhaps?
Protects planet?
Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow now. It's going to be so great.
Alright. There we go. Try to flip it. I'm trying to see what this reads as. Like, mystery something? Something secrets may have been learned something from Ministry of Justice.
There's a sensational story lower down the front page as well. Look. Ministry Mole? Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice?
What? For a 10-year-old? Iris certainly has her finger on the pulse of world news.
It's about secret communications between Great Britain and its allies.
No. 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 Let me check something here for a sec. Okay, yeah, no. Okay. Alright. Alright. I thought something else was being referenced here, but it's not.
Apparently, they're being intercepted by hostile nations.
God, politics? In my visual novel lawyer game? That's not what I wanted. Communications are being intercepted. But how would somebody be doing that?
That's the question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 different possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Runo?
No, of course not. I wonder. Perhaps this is what Lord Strongheart was talking about yesterday.
Yes, it could be. And it could explain why he has Gregsy running from pillar to post at the moment.
Well, look at that. Contains an article about government secrets being leaked for foreign agencies. Well, hot damn. Nice to know that I just updated that without going through the trial. Yet.
Good luck then, Runo. I'll do what I can. Obviously, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still. I brought my bazooka as moral support and encouragement.
Please don't shoot that at my defendant or the prosecutor. I'm not sure that big thing is as comforting as you think it is, to be honest, but thank you, Iris. That's very kind of you. Yeah, Iris.
Yes, Ginny?
Well, I was wondering is all about Sholmes. Did they fix him up all right?
Yes, the operation was a great success. But Haley still hasn't come around yet.
Eh?
I've asked a friend of mine at Scotland Yard to send a telegram as soon as he wakes up.
Well, I'm sure Gregson will let us know the moment there's news. Yeah, right? A 10-year-old will just shoot the guys for you. Right. No Susato-san, and no Mr. Sholmes. It's all down to me today to prove that Gina is innocent of this crime. Miss Gina Lestrand, counsel for the defense, the trial is about to begin. Please make your way into the courtroom. Blah, 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 blah.
It's time then.
Yeah. Let's go, Gina. Iris.
Lead the raid, Bruno.
Here's me being a badass coming out holding the hand of a 10-year-old and defending a 17-year-old. I am going to be the best looking big brother / adopted dad there is. Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure our victory here. If I learned anything from my great friend, my best friend in the whole world, my secret lover, it's that... Boy, why can't you be here with me now? Why must you be dead and make me sad? 10 a.m. in the Old Bailey courtroom. Boy, it's wonderful seeing Iris over there. In the name of Her Majesty, the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. This trial shall determine the guilt or innocence of Miss Gina Lestrade. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Van Zykes, nice to see you again. The prosecution is ready. The defense is also ready. Lord Van Zykes. My lord. Remind me, how many years ago was it that you withdrew from the public prosecution service? I seem to be having a terrible memory day today. Why did you have to ask that question? Okay, yes. It was some 5 years ago, my lord. Yes, then 2 months ago you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly. And here you are again today. Are there some circumstances of which the court should be aware that have led to this erratic behavior? Why is this man asking me these questions? No, there is not, my lord. There is not. In what one might describe as your former life 5 years past, you dealt exclusively in matters concerned with the highest echelons of society and government. Really? Yet today you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess, I find it more than a little befuddling, counsel. Why are you bringing this up now, my lord? Why? There are 2 types of person I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large.
Oh, he means Mr. McGilden, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago.
Yes, I just about managed to work that out. Thank you. Magnus McGilden. If I'd known what a monster he was, I never would have defended him. And secondly, even more loathsome, those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confidence tricksters from those tiny islands in the Far East. The Nipponi. Wow! You have something really out against Japan! God damn, is this man racist? What? Did he really just say that out loud to me?
Oh, he means you now, Bruno.
I actually managed to work that out too. Thank you, Iris. Yes, Chris. This man is just... wow. Total betrayal? What are you talking about? Who have I betrayed? That torrid look of hatred in Lord Van Zyk's eyes, even though they were closed in the last shot and I couldn't see them. Was that directed solely at me? Or was he talking about all Japanese people? My god. Holy shit. Okay, Van Sykes, whatever, dude. Be that way. An alarmingly scathing explanation, Lord Van Sykes. No, I did. I was on top of that. I took that screenshot, and now I'm gonna post a Kim on twitter.com and call his ass out. Lord Van Sykes, you blankety blank blank blank. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors. Oh, your lordship is too kind. Freaking overdramatic asshole. Now, jurors, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. I recognize 4 people. 4 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I want to know who this guy is. That guy looks interesting. Hashtag cancel Lord Van Sykes. Call his ass out. Are you ready to hear the evidence placed before you and determine the guilt or innocence of the defendant? Former lieutenant in the British Army here, don't you know? Chaps like me were born ready. Clean crockery, clean cutlery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think. Oh, good God, who are you?
Everything will be stethoscopic in the future. Absolutely, absolutely everything. And I'm ready for it.
You know what? Why does he look like a human version of SpongeBob? No, I kid you not. I kid you not, guys. Doesn't he kind of look like a humanized version of SpongeBob SquarePants? Like, I cannot unsee it. The way his eyes look, how big his ears are, his big blue eyes, that definitely looks like SpongeBob. See? See? Yeah! Hold on. I just need to see for comparison. I just need to see. I need to bring it up. Like, come on. It's definitely there. It is so there. That is way too weird. That really is. No, I know what I'm doing now. I know what I'm doing now. Yes. Yeah, Tom Kenny's voice. Yes. Who voices SpongeBob? But yeah, it looks just like SpongeBob. I know what I must do now that I have seen this. I know what must be done. And that's gonna be this. And it's gonna be this.
Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely, absolutely everything. And I'm ready for it.
I don't understand it. I can't have left it in there. It's not possible. But could I have? Women indispensable in society. Stop. Female-centric future awaits. Stop. Yes? Good day! I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take a bus to Crystal Tower, please. Why are you visiting London for sightseeing and you're in a courtroom? Of all things! Oh, that definitely looks like Rasputin. No doubt about it, bedroom.
Is something wrong, Bruno?
Oh, not exactly. It's just... I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them. In fact.
Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time, don't they?
That, or they have a very, very small pool of candidates to be representative of the people in trials. But who knows?
But it is quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know.
So I've been led to believe. But something tells me I'm being duped. Hiya! Very well, Lord Van Zykes. The court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, with my weird hand motions, there has never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. The victim, Mr. Pop Windybank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene. As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near-instant death. Damn. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. And what's that supposed to tell us? It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like the accused, you might say. Ba-ding, ba-ding. The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report. Guys, it's the autopsy report! We got our autopsy report case! Indeed! The court accepts! Hand them to the bailiff, please. Alright, autopsy report. Crime scene photo. Shows a single bullet wound in the man's back. I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishment where the incident occurred. God, what lovely drawings you guys put in there. The proprietor was found in the storeroom, where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry, a door to the main shop that was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there were only 2 persons present. The victim, Mr. Windybank, and the accused. Yeah. It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet. Well, that's that then, isn't it? Nothing more to say. Isn't that grubby little girl a pickpocket anyway? She's one of those filthy drabs that live in the slums in the East End. Oh well, it was only a matter of time before she got blood on her hands then. What are the jurors waiting for? The girl's guilty as hell! Hey, we can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive. Ah, yes, my first wine pour of the day. My learned Nipponese friend. It is you who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Okay. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses.
Good gracious!
After their testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pick purse or cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth with a sip of my finest wine.
Ha! The court will take the floor plan and the firearm into evidence. Hand them to the bailiff, please, Lord Van Zykes.
At once, my lord. So the floor plan has been entered. Excuse me. And the gun. This isn't good.
I feel like the mood in here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Runo.
I think that's because it has. Ah, yes, and now the cape is off. Let us begin. It's like he's ready to go and fence with me or something. Bring forth the witnesses to the foul murder of Mr. Pop Windybank on the 16th of April of this year. All right. What? Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. Oh, wait a second, wait, you're right, they do look like Mario and Luigi! What? More Mario and Luigi, no, more like, it's supposed to be Waluigi and Wario. But they have their colors! Mario has his red colors, Luigi has his green colors, what the heck? This is weird. This is really, really weird. Hey, but I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to roll with it.
Name's Nash Skullkin. Occupation is, baddie. Professional baddie.
Oh, name's Ringo Skullkin. Occupation's, the same as him.
Tobias Gregson, Scotland Yard Inspector.
That's right. They're what they call...
What the heck? What? The three Skullkin Brothers. Brothers. Their names mean pear and apple in Japanese. I love it. I freaking love it. Are you freaking kidding me? What are you looking at me like that for? Don't lump me in with you, lot. I ain't part of your threesome.
God blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going through?
It's our old prove. Lost contact with him, we have. So we're scared and negotiated going out to capital.
And then last night, we come across you, the very spirited bloke. Ain't that right, Ringo?
It is, Nash, he is. The very spit of him.
So we decided there, and then what we've got doing? We was gonna call ya.
What in the freaking... What? Big Brother Sulky. Come on, leave me out. You two. Sulky's skulking, and that's before he's run out of chips.
Well then, Inspector Sulky Gregson.
Begging your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias.
What I would like to know, Inspector, is what you are doing in the witness stand.
The Skullkin Brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft.
Thieves, are they, these three? No, my lord, begging your pardon, but please don't lump me in with this lot.
2 nights ago, these 2 brothers illegally entered an establishment with intent to burgle. And in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime.
By Jove, you mean to say... Oh, what an extraordinary coincidence!
Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed its proprietor's murder.
Oh my god, he's standing on an apple box too! He's that tiny!
Order, order!
So in this scenario, it's Gregson, Luigi, and Nash Waluigi. Yes. Yes. Luigi would be a detective who turns to the good side. Absolutely. Because he's a good boy.
The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future.
With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gents on the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand.
Mr. and Mr. Skullkin, you will now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question, and what exactly you saw.
Happy to!
'Cause a Skullkin's never Skullkin! Oh, they pawned!
Freaking god, these 2!
Get out of it!
The witness testimony is legal entry.
Oh, we was walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and the gas door was ajar, see?
I'm going Wario. I'm sorry, I want to go Wario for this.
It was like some kind of sign, begging for us to go in, it was.
Ah, but once we got inside, Claw, blimey, Loomy, we heard the gunshots from the back room.
We went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside.
We've never done nothing, Governor. We've never took nothing. We just left after that, nice and quiet.
God, he's got long-ass skinny arms, too.
A terrible coincidence, it would seem. At the precise moment these miscreants entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot.
The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail.
So Chekhov's gun demands that Gregson has to do the pose with that at some point, right? Yes. I thoroughly believe that Gregson is going to fall into the pose at some point.
The door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside. And within only the victim and the accused were found.
Yes. I must say it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witnesses now, of course. Counsel, if you please. Counsel, why are you screaming?
I'm not screaming. I'm screaming on the inside, but I'm not screaming out loud.
What's the matter, Runo?
Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by that pair in the stand. I know that it's all nonsense, because I saw it with my own eyes. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. Well, time for me to blame a murder on, old-fashioned Waluigi and old-fashioned Wario. Okay, in the small hours, and the gas door was ajar. See? I'm gonna press. Hold it! I'm just gonna start pressing everything. The front door of Ridley Banks was ajar, you say? What time of night was this?
It must have been about 1, right? Drink.
What? Sorry. Sir? What is your mouth do? Why does it look like you're screaming at him? Oh!
Yeah, I'd say so. Right, Skulky?
How would I know? The place would have been shut at once at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town.
Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true. Ain't that Ringo?
He's going to consume the apple in one bite is what's going to happen. Oh my god, wait, you're right, he's pogging. Wait, you're right, he is pogging. Hold on, I need to get a screenshot of that. Yo, Waluigi Pog. Waluigi reference Pog. I'm definitely taking a screenshot of that. I freaking love that. Oh my gosh.
I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Sulky, me old mucker?
Leave me alone. There definitely was a small lamp burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place. Hold on. Just because. Just because I can. I'm gonna flip it over here. There we go. Right there. I'll keep it there for now. I'll keep it there. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place. And then these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, already had the muzzle of her gun trained on the unfortunate victim.
Objection!
CB, you made the floor's floor beam. If you got an idea, go for it. That is pure conjecture. Perhaps, but it changes nothing. These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder. Simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside. You know what? If we have a collage at the end of this playthrough, I'll be damn happy. I'll be real happy.
Alright, that's what happened.
It was like some kind of sign, begging for us to come in, it was.
Hold it!
Sure. What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in?
Well, God moves in mysterious ways, they say. Don't they, Ringo?
They do, Nash. They do. Must have been some sort of providence, I reckon.
God's will often presents itself as the whim of thieves. Does it?
It weren't no whim. I'm dead sure of that.
It weren't, Nash, it weren't. Like we said at the time.
You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. Nah, there's no two ways about it.
It was a sign that a long-lost brother was inside.
They're not very good liars, are they?
Well, you can't deny it. It led us to a bloke what looks just like our bruv.
I said cut it out. Those chips are getting a chomping today for sure. And a respawn too.
God blimey, Lummy, we heard a gunshot from the back room.
Hold it!
Gunshot, you say? Just the one? Are you sure about that?
Yep, just the one, governor. I can swear to that.
It was, Nash, it was! Ain't that right, Bruv?
The firearm used belonged to the victim himself.
Yes, Mr. Windybank always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter.
Right. I remember because for some reason he liked playing Russian roulette. When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds.
That makes sense. Mr. Windybank always used to say he only ever kept a single bullet loaded.
That's true. I remember him saying that as well.
So we can say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used as the murder weapon.
Yes, my lord, we can. And I should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused. Wonderful. Just what he needs. Alright, now that I got some new stuff, I'm gonna take a look at this. Okay. Pop Windy Bank. Pawnbroker on Baker Street. Time of death 1 to 1:30. Reporting party Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Postmortem findings. Single bullet wound in upper half of victim's back. No other visible signs of trauma. Autopsy findings. Instant death from a posteronterior bullet wound to the heart. The bullet entered the body from the back on a gently rising diagonal trajectory. Alright, let's examine this. Alright, so we got the bullet wound, we got the blood, we got his hands. Alright. Let's check the crime scene floor. So these were the two victims were. There's a lovely signature there. And let's look at the gun while I'm at it. Anything out of the ordinary? Anything out of the ordinary? This is Mr. Windybank's gun. The cylinder is completely empty.
Mr. Windybank always used to keep this gun to hand on his shop counter.
Yes, but only ever with a single bullet loaded, I understand.
That's right, to keep all the pawned articles that were in his care safe.
But his one bullet was fired that night, and the poor man lost his life. Was he protecting his shop, I wonder? Trying to keep the articles safe? Oh, I will be checking memes in a moment, don't you worry. Don't you freaking worry. What did you do? What did you freaking do, CB? Oh my god! That is perfect! Oh my god! That is so perfect! Holy mo- yeah, oh my god. Holy moly. Oh boy, yeah, no, oh.
That's so good! That's so good, CB!
Okay, alright. I know it must be done. God. CB really being the maker of good memes. CB really making the maker of good memes. Oh my god. The live Nash reaction, you gotta love it. I love that. Thank you so much, CB. Good god. Good God, it's great. Live Nash reaction, Poggin!
Hold it!
Do you mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom? Actually, you know what? I think it would be better down in the corner. Put it, like, right here. Yeah. That looks good.
If my learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation, perhaps a drawing would help. Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there is only one other door, that of the storeroom.
You're going 2 for 2 on this, CB. I hope it's a C3 for 3 for you, to be honest.
Of course there was only a little oil lamp burning, not much to see by.
And the door was hidden behind a curtain and all.
That's right. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Tell me, why exactly did you try to open that door then?
Eh?
Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I should think.
Oh, your turn to Rabbit Ringo.
Well, Nash, yeah, I suppose you'd have to say we ain't normal, eh?
Broadly speaking, humans respond in one of 2 ways on hearing a gunshot or scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if they might help. These gentlemen are of the latter inclination. My learned Nipponese friend, it would seem, is of the former. Alright, somehow I just proved that I was a coward that night. Apparently.
Thank you, counsels. So, I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed, witnesses.
We never took nothing, we just slept after that nice and quiet.
Hold it!
Sure. You didn't do or take anything. Is that your story?
Well, it was Bedlam soon as, weren't it?
It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out, me Lucy lockets.
So with no time to take your hands out of your pockets, you just left. Nice and quietly, you say?
That's right, Governor. Enough are we at the more than violence. Peace-loving nibblers, we are not blooders.
We are, Nash, we are. Never even pulled me dukes out, me Lucy lockets.
So, you'd clearly like us to believe.
Come again?
As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person?
Saints alive, they fired a gun, you say?
Wait, hold on, I got this.
Whoa!
Wah! Blind me, Governor.
You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway?
It was.
Why the bleeding, Nora?
Didn't you mention that before?
You were armed with a gun! And as you fled the scene, you fired that gun at London's greatest detective, Sherlock Sholmes! They shot the great Mr. Sholmes. I did hear that actually there was a rumor he'd been rushed to the hospital. Yeah! What do you have to say about that, guys?
On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession.
Well, well.
Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it.
Ooh.
The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers.
Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, counsel. The court will hold this weapon as evidence.
The Skullkin Brothers gun. That's a nice gun, though, I will say.
Ah, yes, it is time for my second cup of wine. Now, my learned Nipponese friend.
Yes, could you stop calling me that?
Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence.
You're welcome.
For yes, there are the telltale signs of spent powder on this gun, and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial.
Objection!
Objection, though, sir. Well, I don't need evidence, because I was there!
Objection!
However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not.
How does Lord Van Zykes get anything done when he's sloshed on wine? See, that's the trick, though. He has to be sloshed on wine in order to be a good prosecutor. And to handle all the bullshit nonsense that he puts up with Ryunosuke as well.
If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of its rash claim, we shall have no choice but to toast your incompetence and move on. Evidence that these two fired that gun before they left Windy Banks that night.
Ha! The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows that these witnesses unloaded a firearm in the pawnbroker's shop that night?
There's definitely something here. It is not this. Manuscript. Wait, is it the... No, it's not the manuscript. Is it the blood? The bullet. Yeah, because these I just got today. Actually, now that we're here, let me examine this. That's a nice looking revolver you got there. Just gotta say. So, there's ammunition still loaded in 5 of these revolvers, 6 cylinders.
Yes, which tells us that only a single shot has been fired from it.
Exactly.
The bullet that hit Hurley, in fact, isn't it?
Yes. It happened almost as soon as we walked in through Windy Bank's door.
I'll make those brothers pay.
Oh shit, the 10-year-old's on a murder spree. Okay, I think it does have to do with the blood samples.
Take that!
I think. The evidence is in this portfolio.
What on earth have you there, counsel?
During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do? How arrogantly Nipponese of you. I mean, yeah, even I don't trust the police nowadays. If nobody trusts the police back then, nobody trusts the police nowadays, for sure. I must move my mic up. That's better. Well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio.
And you claim to have the evidence the court is demanding therein?
Yes, my lord.
Hiya! No more dallying then, counsel. Present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm at the scene?
Purple, slurple, green, blue, yellow, red, green.
Take that!
What is that? Explain!
It's a photographic print taken at Windybank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident.
From the scene of the crime it is? Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is still lodged there.
Yeah, you got good eyes there, your lordship, for how old you are. The bullet pierced Mr. Windybank's calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death.
The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight, but this indicates that a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th.
That's right. And while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes this is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun in the pawnbrokers that night.
Order! How does the prosecution stand, Lord Van Zykes?
Well, I am standing here sipping my own wine, my lordship. As I too sip my own thing of water. If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection. What? I say what? You've made me break my 10th glass, my Nipponese friend, but you'll forgive me for flinging my hallowed chalice aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes.
Yeah!
Yes. On the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. And with my curved hand, like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fired on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street.
Wah! Hey, take it easy there, Governor. You're gonna land us in the soup.
We had a deal. You weren't gonna get into them details.
Excuse me? What was this about a deal, you say?
Tell him, Skullkin, set the bloke straight.
I have nothing to add. So he knew, did he? Van Zykes knew their testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes. It would seem now that I owe my learned Nipponese friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact.
To what fact do you refer, Lord Van Zykes?
Well, in this document that I so have in my hand, as has been established at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brothers' gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and victim. Ah, I see. In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Windybank at all. So that's it. What the heck? What? Did you two just have like some secret handshake going on business? I liked it, whatever it was. I did.
That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it.
We didn't, Nash, we didn't! That's what I reckon!
Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and, let us not forget, attempted murder.
Quite a catalog, eh, fellas? Oh, we're in for it now, bruv.
Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly.
They did fail to high-five 5 or 6 times during that, but they made it up in the end.
Where's he going with this? Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery.
Eccentric says who?
Not me. Don't give me that look.
He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop.
Oh! That's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
What is that, Counsel? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption. But I certainly can't tell because I am old.
As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed.
Oh my god, that's a large stack of freaking photographs. Sheesh.
The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question.
8:30. 9:30.
As the court will observe, copious identical prints are produced in quite desultory fashion.
Rather prodigal, I feel.
In fact, there are 2 such devices in the victim's shop, my lord.
Yeah, there's one in the entrance and one by the counter, I believe.
If I may refer the court to the plan of the premises, their respective positions are here and here.
You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. Well, I'm afraid I fail to see how that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals.
One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera.
They're trying so hard, but they keep missing.
That's a bit of friar tuck, eh, bruv?
Lady Luck loves a Skullkin. Witnesses, at what time did your trespassing begin?
Must have been just after 1. Right, bruv?
Must have been, Nash. Must have been. Yeah, just gone 1.
In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if they did make one of those things. Not at all. They probably could use it, though.
What scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let us examine the evidence. Oh,
Oh, well then. Good lord! It's the defendant! Miss Gina Lestrada!
Oh boy. Well, this isn't gonna go well.
As the court can clearly see, the accuser is pictured, gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter. No doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom.
Interesting.
Quite! One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, counsel.
Oh boy. We got a lot of evidence going on in this trial. Ugh.
I don't believe it, Ginny.
In short, the accuser is the only person who could possibly have killed Mr. Windybank.
Ah! My heart! My chest! My everything! I say, my lord.
Ah, hello, juror.
Wonder if I might put a word in at this point. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Took a bally bullet to the knee in the Battle of Maiwand, 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it and all that, but forced to retire from service, sadly. Of course, the men can never outshine the exploit of chaps like us on the battlefield. Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point? Carried on the battle after retirement, you see. The battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading this small squadron, 6 men, all good and true. And we'll all go down together. You mark my words. One for all, and all for one.
Ah, yes, it is time for my third glass of the morning. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand?
Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct? What do you say? Well, in a manner of speaking, yes. That is the Gyarados squadron's position, sir. What? No, it's just to make a judgment here. Status report for the court, man, on the double.
His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and that goes for making decisions, too. I think you'll find the truth is as clear as day. I could reach out and touch it.
I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember.
Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now undeniable. Stop.
I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. But very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her reading in this matter. Announce your considered verdicts to the court.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Yep.
Guilty.
Huh?
Guilty.
Huh?
Guilty.
Huh?
Guilty.
Ting, 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 ting. Oh boy. Shabang! It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous in its leaning already. That photograph! Look at this photograph! 'Cause every time I do it makes me not laugh.
It must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned. But Ginny didn't shoot him!
No, of course not. My lord, the defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination. Very well, the court grants permission.
So,
You refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising.
Hey! We shall proceed immediately with the Summation Examination. Mr. Foreman, are all the members of the jury ready? Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
It's time for the judicial findings, the jurors' contentions. And with that, I need to BRB for one moment, guys, because I need to get myself some more water. Hey, if I'm gone, you guys want to talk about me? Make sure it's about anything and everything possible. And hopefully a bunch of good things too.
Alright. All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketee.
As the housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at the photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. Meh.
If I have left it in there, I should think there'll be repercussions by now.
Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Stop.
Oh, in the motherland we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are innocent. The circumstance of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively.
The storeroom, locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accuser were discovered alone. And in the accuser's hand, the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses.
Not to mention this printer. Take it from the chap who's seen action on the battlefield. That young girl's on the verge of pulling the bally trigger.
Oh, thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. Oh dear, Hurley's cameras were supposed to help, not hinder.
I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you.
But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank. Which means there's more to this situation that we've yet to see. Agreed.
Wait, how'd you hear me there, Iris? You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination.
Well then, what am I going to do here? The defense's rebuttal.
Time to press everybody!
All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketer. All filthy eyesores are probably rigorously eliminated. I think if you'll find if you look at the photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. I might take your offer up on that. I don't know. SpongeBob here has got me interested in what he said. But I want to see what everybody else has to say.
Hold it!
You're Mr. Natsume's landlord, Mr. Garadeb, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this.
Yeah? Ah, you're that lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn up for the books. Yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then. Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure.
Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all.
Yeah?
I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we?
Yeah, didn't we, Mr. Garadeb, huh? I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be suggesting that therefore you should change your learning to not guilty or anything. Ha, 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 or anything like that, yeah? Can't be denied, I suppose. The curse of the Garadeb house was the talk of the town after that business. Lodgers moved out, and I couldn't get a bally soul to take up the tenancies.
Oh.
I haven't had the heart to break the news to Joni yet. Bad enough that the old girls clapped it up. Yes, can't be denied. You did rather a lot, but not for us. That's for dashed certain.
I suppose not in that case.
Of course. There can be no suggestion of what's being the reason I'm leaning towards guilty here. Obviously.
Obviously. But honestly, I really wish he'd pay more attention to the trial and less to juror number 2.
To juror number 2?
mean by that? Polishing the bench, I see. Again.
A maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain.
What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores?
On my way to market for his lordship, I had to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, pickpurses, and crossmen, the scum of the earth.
A little harsh, perhaps.
Excuse me. Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those back slums would be made spick and span, or eradicated. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve these important goals.
You're referring to Mr. Herlock Sholmes, yes? Oh, that's right. He probably does want another maid again. Huh, okay. Mr. Garrideb already trying to replace business.
That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Rant's magazine in between my duties. He does wonders, cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital.
Mr. Sholmes, a maid? Somebody right now go and find a artist rendition of Mr. Sholmes in a maid outfit, because I bet it exists out there. You know what? Even I'm gonna go look at it. I am going to look for it. Because it has to exist. It has to exist somewhere. It has to exist somewhere. It just has to exist somewhere. How am I not getting anything up? Alright. Wow, Google fails me. I can't even find Herlock Sholmes in a maid outfit. That's surprising. Oh boy. What did you do now? Oh my... I don't know... CV, I don't know how to feel about that. CV, I don't know how to feel about that. That's slightly cursed. But at the same time, you had this back when Pixel got to this part. You had this all the way from back then. I cannot believe you. I cannot believe... Look, read it and weep, everybody. Read it and weep. Here we have it. Mr. Herlock Sholmes in a lovely maid outfit. It's so weird how well it's edited, though. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. Great job, everybody. Great job. I'm glad you had that handy on you too there, CB. Really, really glad.
It's really quite unforgivable. Gutter scum having the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective.
Minor detail, it was the two brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant.
A minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned. Well, it just might be an idea to get our facts straight anyway. Yes. All right. I shall amend my statement.
Amend it! Those brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great detective. So, I agree with you. The shooting of Mr. Sholmes was an unforgivable act. But the purpose of this trial is to determine who shot the pawnbroker, Mr. Windybank.
I'm afraid you're splitting hairs, sir.
Sorry?
Whether it was the thieves or the pick purse, it was still gutter trash that shot the pawnbroker in the end. Filth that should be cleaned up and eradicated, in my considered opinion.
Thanks so much for sharing. Changing this maid's mind isn't going to be easy.
Bruno, it was one of those two brothers that shot Hurley, wasn't it?
Yes, without question.
Well then, I'll never forgive them.
Oh, Iris.
Perhaps we can use this maid's statement to help us somehow, do you think?
Yes, maybe. Let's listen carefully to what each juror has to say first. Alright, so we got the maid's attention. Huh. So I'm wondering if we pit her against Mr. Rasputin. But I am curious about the others, statements first and foremost. What do you mean, look at the photograph in stereo?
Sorry, what? Don't you know? If you look at the photograph print normally, it looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, obviously.
Objection.
Okay, but objection, there's no indication that the defendant ever fired the gun.
Oh, all I'm saying is that if you look at the same print in stereo, it could reveal all sorts of new information.
By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes?
Ooh, how did you know?
I definitely didn't know by your crossed eyes. Nothing like that. Let's call it a lucky guess.
It never gets old, seeing the two prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary. It's captivating. It's the height of modernity. Meh.
Of course.
Oh yes, I think you'll find that the stereoscope is here to stay. Giving us new perspectives we can only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen!
If only you could give me a new perspective on this case, I might agree with you. Mr. Old Man, jury number 4?
Hold it!
What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? You keep talking about having left something somewhere, or something like that.
Ah, so sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon.
A surgeon? Well, that totally passed me by. I totally didn't get it by the clothes.
Of course, people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors. Oh, no.
Even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science.
The real brains of the field.
So what is it that you think you've left behind?
Ah, well, that's, a little embarrassing, to be honest. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday. Standard thing, went in through the abdomen. Psst. But when I'd finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere.
What? Did he? Oh, surely not.
Exactly! Surely not, you say to yourself, don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So, there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter. Damn, you're calling a surgeon out for manslaughter.
That's exactly my concern! And seeing as this case appears to be all but sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere! Now, I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure.
I'm sure you need to be more sure. That's the question I'm asking myself here, Chris. Is this the guy who happened to perform surgery on Dr. Sholmes? I'm curious.
Hold it!
Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean? Are you from the Far East? Stop. Yes. From the Empire of Japan. All communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail steamers take more than a month to complete the journey.
Ah, but now we have the electric telegram, so we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cables have been laid along the ocean beds, connecting the entire world.
Thousands of miles of cable? On the ocean bed? It makes my head hurt just thinking about it.
You are well informed, young lady.
But cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop. I mean, she's not wrong. They will be. And just when was I starting to catch up? Radio transmission is the future. Stop. Messages carried over airways to four corners of the globe. Stop. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere. Electric. Stop. Right. Try not to wear out your fingers there, ma'am. They're kind of going crazy right now. Era of wireless telegraphy. Stop. Driving technological revolution. Stop. And people say inventions of the stereoscope are the height of technology. What utter piffle. I can't understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys. Oh. Excuse me. What are you doing there, laddie? Juror number 3. Sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but...
What?
Do you perhaps have something to say about juror number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess.
Oh, you bet I do. Say that again. Go on. I dare you.
Goodness, are you talking to me? I think he might just be... Yeah, he is.
You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you? Huh?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, really. A machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions? Why on earth would you just not use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional. Wow, what a great way to appease the man. You know, this is a case about murder, everybody. Just a reminder. Just a reminder, this is a case about murder. And apparently we're gonna start a technological war right here in this very courtroom. Who would have guessed? No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all. God, that face is like the calm before the storm. Right before he's going to erupt. There it is.
You just don't know.
Pardon?
I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. You know, use your imagination. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate.
What sort of possibilities?
Well, take a crime scene photo, for example. If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope, it'd give you hidden clues you'd never even noticed before.
Wait, what?
Have you got any, Bruno? Any prints we could look at with the stereoscope?
I mean, yeah. How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think. Yeah. This.
Take that!
Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? I'm telling you, if there were 2 in there, we have to have another photographic print from the other camera.
Of course they can.
Very well then. I'd like you to demonstrate.
I'd be delighted to.
I see now. Am I supposed to get another photographic print? Huh.
Take that!
Huh. I think I'm supposed to get another photographic print of the scene. Wait, sorry? What do you mean, one more print?
Oh dear, don't you have these in the Far East? Don't you know how a stereoscope works? Bruno!
What?
You need 2 photographs for a stereoscope, remember? You know, one for the left eye and one for the right.
Oh, yeah, I remember now, yeah. But the print we have from the pawnbrokery is just a normal photograph.
Now, I think you'll find that the clue is in the name. It's a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need 2 prints. Nyah.
Thanks for the friendly explanation.
Well, if we obtain another print at some point later in the trial, we can always show it to this young man then.
I think you'll find that know-it-all expression is really starting to annoy me. As well as the laugh. I don't know where he gets the laugh from. Ha! Let's get things back on track, shall we, Council? Correct. We have from a slightly different location and we could see the scene in 3 dimensions. Alright, time for this man now.
Hold it!
Time for Mr. Rasputin himself. Please tell me you're not Villain Bushevsky, the Russian revolutionary? Revolutionary? Are you? Da! I believe there is such a rumor. It's just a rumor? As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like vicious criminal. Your words are not mine, just want to point that out. People call me revolutionary, murderer, autocrat. And which glove fits? None of that. Good day! I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Right, that didn't sound staged at all. You'll forgive me for having my doubts. To be treated like vicious criminal all the time. It is very painful. People do not realize. So, I have much sympathies for these brothers. People say they are criminals only because of how they look. The Skullkin Brothers?
Alright, CB, have yourself a good night, and thanks for stopping by. Duh. Maybe they went inside the pawnbroker's shop. But they have done nothing wrong. That is all I want to say. Skullkin Brothers did nothing wrong that night? Alright, well, first of all, that's one not so little misunderstanding I'll need to clear up straight away. Tell me something, Iris.
What is it, Runo?
The jurors are chosen at random from the inhabitants of London town, aren't they?
Yes! It's amazing, isn't it?
Excuse me. In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them who looks, for all the world, like a revolutionary?
I wish I knew.
Great, you're of great help, Iris. If I can't change the minds of more than half of these 6 jurors, the trial will be over.
But we know that Ginny would never shoot anyone.
Yes, so we need to find contradictions in what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. I must be ready to go to whatever lengths I have to convince them of Gina's innocence. Well, it seems like we can pit her against him.
Objection.
Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other.
Good lord! Counsel, explain yourself!
Oh my statement contradictory? C-O-N. Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick. I do not have stick. I have mouse. He's actually very cute mouse, if you see. His name is Monster, named after Monster cheese, because that is his favorite cheese that he loves to munch on whenever I sit down and have my cheese and crackers. He looks so cute, though. As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skullkin Brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver. Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen, I understand. Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear? Abdomen, how do, A-B-D. Sir? Sorry, my English is still learning. You are telling the court you didn't hear? That would be a no from the fact I haven't answered you yet. Forgive me, I did not hear. Here is the word abdomen. Part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you should say in plain English. I am Russian, not a native speaker. You thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again? I want to know, because I have a few choice words for them. So, you are telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying? They said before, we never done nothing. But truth is, they shot detective. This is double negative. Yes, that's exactly right. Oh, don't squeeze the poor little mouse. He's got vital organs in there too. Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by a person who looks like criminal. I mean, coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. This means, when they said we never took nothing, maybe it was also big fat lie.
Is this true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so... Enough! I trust no one now. It's not the master's fault though, sir. Could you please lighten your grip on him? I must see with mine own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself. I'm afraid that won't be
Yes, it is, Bruno. Easily.
Sorry?
With the prints from Hurley's red-handed recorder.
Ah, yes.
If you compare the print that pictures Ginny and the next print from the half an hour later, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Cooey! Mr. Prosecutor!
Tut tut. Calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all things. And by a 10-year-old, no less. The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skullkin Brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Where's the 1:30 a.m. photo, though, Van Zykes? I bet he's keeping it from us for a reason. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later, after the brothers' flight.
So this was taken after Hurley was shot then. As far as I can tell, nothing has been taken.
That does seem to be the case. I can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print. So, the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. They shot a man, but they stole nothing. It would seem so, yes. Good. No, not good. You are right. I did not understand the situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it is very important to continue with trial. Shebang! There it is! Hello, Sarah. Welcome to chat.
Yay! Well done, Bruno! The balance is shifting.
Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. And if I can do that, we just might turn the situation to our favor still. Yeah! You know what? I'm glad it does. Because I think Nash deserves to start speaking his mind all he wants. Just so I can hear his Waluigi voice. Thank you, counsel. Continue with the summation examination. And kindly hand that new photographic print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence. Post-shooting photograph has been entered into the courtroom. Another print in the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that. I think now we can. In Lake of Lies, on many dead fish, we must find truth. Therefore, I say not a guilty verdict. Jeez, you're still saying. Okay. Buddy, 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 buddy! I'll have to press you again. Can it really show up new clues, though?
Don't know unless you try.
Alright, so what if we take this one? We'll take this one. Alright then, juror number 3.
Are you saying you could do this with any two suitable photographic prints?
Of course I can.
Very well then. I'd like you to demonstrate. Alright, and then we just need this one.
Take that!
Alright, these two prints were both taken with the same camera in Windy Banks on the night in question.
Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer. Do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle?
Sure, I'm gonna say yes to this. Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. The left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in the positions of some objects. Then when your brain merges the two images together inside your head, it notices the shift, as if it were depth.
Yes, exactly! It's that small shift between certain objects in the two pictures that's really important.
So what happens if you use two photographs that are exactly the same then?
No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene three-dimensionally, anyway. Oh! Oh! Of course! Now I see! Oh! I think the young girl has discovered the secret!
She has, and she's damn well adorable for it.
I have!
Can you come cross your eyes before you tell me?
Have another look at these two photos, at these two pictures from Hurley's camera, Bruno. Go on.
Okay.
Can you see that there's a really obvious difference?
Maybe? Of course there is. There are two people in the first and no people in the second.
Well, yes, you can't see that straight away. But now, try looking at the pictures in 3 dimensions. Ooh!
All right, I'll give it a go. Oh, wait a second. Hold up. I don't know if you guys see it, but that lantern is intact. That one isn't. Huh. So to start with, you have to cross your eyes, and then try to make the two pictures overlap exactly. Cross your eyes, Ryunosuke. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill pens from each picture overlap in the middle. Wait. You see it now?
Well, did you manage to see it properly, Bruno?
Yes, I did. Ah! What's going on with these two pictures? Oh, I didn't even see that either. Ha! Some of these things on the counter sort of jump out at you. Lord Van Sykes would not be caught dead crossing his eyes, guys.
Yes, that's it you see. That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes.
Other amazing power? Oh, is something going to explain this black magic, eh? Why the deuce do some of these things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that,
I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question.
Basic principles of the stereoscope.
As I said before, if you try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's the slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see pictures three-dimensionally.
In other words, Even though at first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the two pictures. This shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions. Huh, okay.
Yes, there must have been.
Now hold fire there, sir! Got a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. But why the devil does the shift between the two prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master.
What? Me? I haven't the first idea. Ask your fellow juror who's doing it consistently.
You know, Runo, it's quite simple.
It is?
Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 a.m. Then, 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. But the position of some items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means...
That means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter.
Zoikas!
Someone tampered? New information. Stop. Not mentioned in testimony so far. Stop. Yes. We've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summation examination now. Ha! Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom?
Are you suggesting you might know?
Of course. I can tell you right now who is responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. Okay. Well, it could not... Here's the thing. It could not have been Windy Bank because he was dead. It could not have been Gina because she passed out. So, it had to have been one of these guys. Perhaps. I'm gonna say it was Nash?
Take that!
Maybe? It was the witnesses currently in the stand, the Skullkin Brothers.
Wait.
This does not agree with what the brothers said in testimony before. They said they did not even have time to pull dukes from Lucy Lockets. My phrase book says dukes is meaning hands, and Lucy Lockets is meaning pockets. But is this another lie? Is this what you are saying? Yes, I'm afraid so.
Now hold on there a minute. You can't be sure of that.
I quite agree. The accused is a common pickpurse, after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal. I think that's unlikely.
And why exactly?
Well, as you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Windybank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Miss Lestrade's interests lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skullkin Brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony. Let's go. I'm getting this down, locked, and packed. But the accused is a pickpurse, common gutter trash. Why look any further for the wrongdoer here? Because the Skullkin Brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact worse, than a pickpurse. That's right. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by 2 thieves? I'm saying a lot of words right now. Well said. I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair. Sir, why did you just head bonk?
Can you all see now? I think you'll find stereoscopes aren't playthings. You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand.
Let's go. That is 3 on 3 now.
Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. We return home via Regent Street. Stop.
That's 4 for 2. Yeah. Well, it would seem this trial has yet to run its course. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call this summation examination to conclusion, with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus, and I order this trial to continue.
Yay! Well done! Oh, by the way,
What?
you should hold on to this view now. You never know when it might come in useful.
Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely. But alright. I added the stereoscope. Lord Van Zykes, you will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony from them.
I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord.
Well, you did it, Naruhodo. I've won myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night, at least. And I won't stop probing them until I'm proven that I've proven that Gina is innocent. Damn right she's innocent. And that there's a to be continued, and that there is actually where we are going to finish off for the night, everybody. Yes, I would like to save my current progress. I definitely need a break from the throat with all that voice acting. So, everybody, thank you so much for coming along to the stream, for supporting it in every way, shape, or form possible, and for chatting along as well. I hope you guys have had a good night here, a good Tuesday night. The next stream will be on Friday. Hopefully, I will not be as dead tired as I was today and accidentally fall asleep, but who knows. I still got a bunch of work left for me for the rest of the week. But until I see you guys next time, have yourselves a good night, stay safe, drink water, and continue to mask up because this thing is not over yet. And by all means, join the Discord if you would like as well to keep updated about the schedules, about what I'm streaming. The Discord link is down below. And that's that. Everybody have yourselves a good night. And until I see you next time, bye-bye!